Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge Factory Unlocked Phone 32GB, internationally sourced Middle East/African/Asia/EU/LATAM, version G935F- titanium silver. Specifications: Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge Factory Unlocked Phone 32GB. Fast battery charging, 60% in 30 min, quick charge 2.0. Wireless charging, key/ma. Market dependent. And plus support. S. Voice natural language commands and dictation. OneDrive 115GB cloud storage. Active noise cancellation with dedicated mic. MP4/DivX/XVID/WMV/H.264 player. MP3/Wave/MA/OC+/FLAC player. Photo/video editor. Document editor. Corning Gorilla Glass back panel. Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen, 16M colors. 5.5 inches, 76.1% screen-to-body ratio, dual-core 2.15 GHz Creo and dual-core 1.6 GHz Creo. Quad-core 2.3 GHz Mongoose plus quad-core 1.6 GHz Cortex-A53. Unlocked cell phones are compatible with GSM carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile, as well as with GSM SIM cards, for example H20, Straight Talk, and select prepaid carriers. Unlocked cell phones will not work with CDMA carriers like Sprint, Verizon, Boost or Virgin, and plus support. MP4/WMV/H.264 player, MP3/Wave/MA/OC+/FLAC player, photo/video editor, document viewer. Battery non-removable EI and 3300 mAh battery. Talk time up to 17H, 3G. Music play up to 78H. Mist colors black, white, gold. Pinks are US 1.19 W/kilograms, head 1.25 W/kilograms, body U 0.41 W/kilograms, head 0.55 W/kilograms, body. Price group 9/10. Tests camera, photo/video. Battery life endurance rating 96H. Price $656.34. The Galaxy S7 Edge is a nice phone. There is no questioning that. It's certainly good that Samsung brought back the expandable storage via the microSD slot, because it was obnoxious for them to ask for $200 more for the larger capacity phone last year when you could have bought your own extra storage for $30. The S7 Edge still doesn't have the removable battery, which is a problem for me as I like to keep phones for a few years. Batteries only last a year or two before they start to show a noticeable reduction in performance. I like being able to get the $20 replacement battery, pop it in and be on my way. And while the S7 is a great phone otherwise in every category, there are budget phones now that are starting to get pretty darn good for around $200 to $300. They aren't as good as the S7, but they are as good as the S4. So they are 2-3 years behind, but the phone tech from 4 years ago was pretty good for the average user. I was ready to buy the S7. I had it in my hand at the T-Mobile, and just decided to go with a lower cost phone. The S7 is awesome, but I couldn't justify the price tag. The S7 Edge earns its value for two types of phone users though. People who want a really good camera in their pocket at all times, and people who like to play high-end graphical video games. If you are one of those people, then this might be a good value at $700 for you. If you just want to make calls, text your friends, take the occasional picture, and play a couple fairly simple games, you might consider one of the more budget-friendly phones by companies that were considered off-brands 3 years ago but who now are making very quality phones. Asus and AUTOMOTIVE come to mind. There are others. There are also some really garbage off-brands that you want nothing to do with. Or maybe you just want a massively overpowered phone, in which case, this is the one for you. No one really needs a Ferrari either, but I certainly understand why people want them. The S7 is the same way. It's probably more powerful than you need, But it's awesome. But as for the Galaxy S7, the reintroduction of the microSD slot for expandable storage makes it a significant improvement over the S6. Just be careful when buying a microSD card. Stick to the major brands, Samsung, SanDisk, Kingston, etc. A large number of the off-brands are fake cards. They might have 128 GB printed on the side and might even show as 128 GB in the phone, but they are really 16 GB cards that have been hacked. Once you get the card, even if it's a name brand from a reliable seller, test the card to make sure it's actually the real capacity it claims to be by either using a testing program called H2Test or just put 40 GB of data on it and make sure you can read it back properly.